if you think about the risk profile, what we'll find is that they kind of fall into different buckets. You're going to have some kind of enterprise-wide or organizational-wide risks. So for me, that automatically pops up to things like, change management, reward and recognition functions, and those pieces. Then you're going to have some very specific job family risks. So things, in a job role where I might have greater exposure to vicarious trauma or aggressive customers because I'm on the front line, or those types of, unique demands within the role. So for me, I think what we need to do is, when we're thinking about effective risk controls, is how do we map them out across both that organizational level, so that we might have some enterprise-wide controls, but also then what are the specific job family controls that we need to put in place, and thinking about it as an employee life cycle. So really starting with recruiting and thinking through, are we providing realistic job previews? Are we getting the right people into the right roles? Are we assessing for that potential to meet these hazards if we can't eliminate them, or design them out of the work? Are we then onboarding them appropriately to those particular risks to raise that potential and their capability to meet it? And then providing the support through the employee life cycle. If I think about control effectiveness, ideally we want to apply the hierarchy of controls. So absolutely, first step would be to eliminate exposure or eliminate the hazard. And I think for things like harmful behavior, so bullying, harassment, those types of things, absolutely, I think that's achievable. When we talk about customer aggression or vicarious trauma, it may be an inherent requirement of the role. But I think we shouldn't just assume that. I think we need to absolutely give it that thought to demonstrate that we've thought about elimination, and where we can't eliminate it, well, how can we do things differently? So it might be job design, so things like task rotation or job rotation, or those pieces, so that people aren't exposed to it the entire time. So I think for me, it's about how we look at those higher order pieces, and not just go straight to the individual, but absolutely think about the system and the work, and quite simply, how do we fix the work and not the worker.